quality faculty who otherwise would have chosen to come to work at the university. So we thought that these were two particular pieces that were particularly important to the life of the university, and the fact that the College of Staten Island is positioned to be able to do that was the intent of expanding our bylaws to allow those services to take place. This would allow both students and or faculty who aren't necessarily members of the College of Staten Island's community and family, but who are members of the City University community at large, would have the ability to avail themselves of the opportunity of both student and faculty housing. As to the Second Amendment, traditionally, under the governance charter of the College of Staten Island, faculty members elected to the Auxiliary Services Corporation were elected by the Faculty Council at large, not at large, but by the Faculty Council, the College Council, rather. Now, the College Council is made up of both faculty and also other professionals, HEOs and staff of the College of Staten Island. And it was brought to our attention that for all intents and purposes, the election of faculty members should be made by the faculty members at large of the college, as opposed to faculty, staff, and others who are part of the governance structure of the College of Staten Island. And so the amendments to the Auxiliary Services Board was to rectify that, so that the faculty members on the Auxiliary Services Board would be elected solely by the faculty, the entire college faculty, not just those members who were sitting on the College Council. And a pool would be established of 4 faculty members who would be eligible to be selected by the President, who would select 2 of the 4 from the pool to be members of the Auxiliary Services Corporation. And that is the underlying reason of both of the 2 amendments. Any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
No questions for Vice President Ponte? I now need a motion to approve. All those in favor? You have a motion? Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Thank you. Motion
Thank you
carried.
very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ponte. I'd like to now call on Vice Chancellor Moore to present his report on information for items 2A through C.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I am indeed pleased to have this opportunity to give a brief update on student affairs and its services. The convergence of a number of critical factors has presented us with what I think is an extraordinary opportunity to raise the level of student affairs to a world-class status. But I want to begin by identifying what I believe some of those factors are. First of all, I want to recognize that I believe we have a world-class team of executive members, of student affairs professionals in the division, and they are Dr. Chris Rosa. Chris, raise your hand. Dr. Marie Ting, Dr. Carl Kirshner, and Dr. Jojo McManus, who is away with a group of students attending a leadership training program. I am really, really proud to say that I work with a group of well-educated, well-informed student affairs professionals who know what they're doing and who are working very hard to help move the agenda forward. So my hat is off to them, and I want to thank them publicly for being a part of the Student Affairs Division, because I believe that is the first critical factor that we have in place in order to move our division towards world-class status. Secondly, I want to recognize that we are growing our leadership programs that we provide for our students. We're providing them with opportunities to learn about leadership, not only in the classroom, but outside the classroom as well. We are providing workshops. We're taking students to on international or I'm sorry, not international, not yet, but we will take you on international trips. But we're taking them on national leadership training experiences that will help them be better prepared when they graduate from CUNY. We believe that what we're doing is important because all of our students must have leadership training before they graduate. And we believe that through the Leadership Academy, we will provide this training for our students. Equally important is the co-curricular transcript that we are putting in place for our students, and we expect to roll both of these out officially this fall, although we are now and have been for the past 2 years working on our leadership training initiative, where Trustee Pasili actually helped us get kicked off by having or holding various leadership training sessions throughout the 5 boroughs last year, and I appreciate her doing that. And she never complained about, doing it at night or being tired. So thank you so much, because most of our student activities with our students happen at night, right, Rob? We have to wait for them to get out of class. So.
Because it's better at night.
Oh, okay. So we really, really appreciate that. We're developing cohorts of student leaders based on their interests and in the different areas. For example, we have, working with Vice Chancellor Hutchison, we've created a student investment ambassador initiative, wherein we are training students to be ambassadors for CUNY, where they will leave CUNY with all of the soft skills they need to be successful in the marketplace. We're very proud to announce and recognize again that we were successful in getting a small scholarship from the Wall Street Foundation, wherein they're funding 5 of our student leaders who are in our Leadership Academy to learn the stock market game. This is a financial literacy, skill-building activity that we expect to spread throughout CUNY. But we have to prove to them that it is a worthy investment, and they are funding these students at $1,000 per semester per student for the remainder of the year. So we're really, really proud that they believe in what we're doing. They're supporting the Leadership Academy, and we keep telling them that there's a naming opportunity, and for the right amount of money, we can make that happen. So we keep pushing that. We really, really expect our students to leave here knowing what it is to be a world-class leader. So we are expecting to not only expose them to leadership opportunities in New York and throughout this country, but we're planning for an international experience for our students. The University of London has invited us to visit with them next April to talk about and showcase our Leadership Academy. Trustee Pasili has volunteered to go with us and to show us around London. I've never been, but she has many times. And we expect to take a number of students with us, as well as staff members, to experience London, as well as experience the academic experience as well. We do have a very short video that we like to show you on our Student Leadership Academy, wherein we have students that have already been through some very important training, and we want you to see who they are and to hear from them. And this particular video was produced by one of the students, and I think it's pretty good. And it is going to come up. It's very short, so don't go to sleep on me.
Being a leader means being able to see the path that you and not that you do what it takes to get to the top. Inspire people to become more than they can think about themselves, to do things that they never imagined they can do.
Be a model, and you want everybody to see how you're doing. Finding paths to fulfill your dreams, to achieve your goals, and showing others how to do that too.
Having trust in yourself and showing other people that they can have trust in you and that they can believe in you and that they can follow you.
To be a leader, you need constituents to be behind you.
Have a connection with the people you represent. And that's what I think being a leader is. It's inspiring others to do something well with their lives, as you are doing.
I didn't have much expectations before this trip, but this conference did change my life in a way that it helped me define myself as the type of leader that I am, and helped me to improve my skills so that even in the medical field I can become a leader.
This is a really good experience. I'm really proud that I was selected by my dean and my vice president. I expected to, go to a workshop, go back in my room, go to sleep. When I got here, it was all positive energy, interaction with the facilitators. We were standing up, talking, laughing, going in groups. We had to meet people.
I think that this is a huge, huge opportunity for our students. And what they learn here, I truly believe they're going to take back to their campuses.
Even though we're such a diverse group and everybody has different goals and interests, we always had fun, and we would always go and eat together and make new friends.
If CUNY made a MySpace page, the whole leadership conference would be on that page, because everywhere through the whole is CUNY, you dig? And I was like, CUNY?
I didn't know that I was able to become a leader.
Gained a lot of valuable information that I know I can take back.
By participating in a conference such as this, it was really looking into oneself and really understanding what makes you tick as a leader.
Going back to New York, I think we go as a completely changed human individuals, and we will be able to motivate the people from our organizations to do greater things.
I'm really glad to be here and share with them, because they very special. And beside that I have the opportunity to meet other people from all the countries, all the city, all the university, and I feel great.
Thank you for sending me to this conference. I appreciate it through the bottom of my heart.
I can guarantee you that our students, at least our CUNY students, have walked away with a tremendously helpful and positive experience.
We did not tell them to do that. We did not. But it doesn't hurt.
You gave him an envelope.
We gave him an envelope. Okay. Just a few more items. I want to mention, if I didn't already, that Dr. JoJo McManus has a group of students, even as we speak, in Atlanta, Georgia, attending a national leadership conference. Our USS president, Robert Ramos, attended the first one that we sponsored, and
oh, it's a different conference.
it's a different conference.
Oh.
Different conference.
Yeah, we went to one.
Yes, you went to one. Just a couple of more things I want to, and Avita went as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Orlando, that's right.
I'm sorry. She was in Orlando.
Daytona.
Yes.
Yeah, Daytona.
Okay. Very good. As we move throughout the year, we held the Emerging Leaders Conference in February. We held the first Intercollegiate Women's Conference at Baruch College. This coming Friday, we have the Leadership Conference at Staten Island, where Dee Dee Myers will be the keynote speaker. And we have a new leadership challenge coming up for our newly elected student government representatives in June. So we have some very interesting and exciting activities coming up for our students. So we really, really appreciate our students wanting this, because it makes it a lot easier for us to make all of this happen. In May, we will host our Student Leadership Awards ceremony that will be held at Hunter College School of Social Work, and we will make sure that you get invitations to that. We hope that you can come and be part of it. The young man who produced this CD now has because he did a great job, and it just happened, he will be working with BET to produce another video, and this is just because he has done a great job. It's just going to happen. Let me say a couple of things about mental health counseling, because I know that is something that is near and dear to all of us. As you know, this issue of mental health counseling and emergency preparedness has been front and center on our campuses and across the country. And CUNY continues to work towards enhancing and building our capacity to address this important yet complex issue. Dr. Richard Killing is a nationally known expert on college student mental health issues, and he says something that I think is very true. He says it is more important to create the systems, a web of caring services for addressing to address the mental health issues on our campuses. And I think that's absolutely true, because he says we are educators of whole human beings, and we share responsibility for the emergence of an integrated person. And I really like that, because that is exactly what we do as student affairs professionals. We care about the whole human being, and we work to develop that whole person and not just one aspect of it. So we're really pleased with that. I'd like to give Marie Ting she stepped out. There she is. She's hiding. A lot of credit for working with the Clinical Psychology Fellows program. It is a wonderful program wherein, in partnership with the doctoral program in clinical psychology and the Graduate Center, we are providing opportunities for our outstanding doctoral students to gain clinical experience in our campus counseling centers, while also supplementing staff on campuses. Now, through this program, we've been able to ensure that there is a psychological counseling presence on each campus, on all of our campuses. And we know that we need to grow this program, and that is exactly what we will do. Now, I have one other favor to ask of you. If you would give me 5 more minutes, I have a 5-minute video on the psychological counseling program that I think is really important, and I'd like for you to take a minute and just take a look at that. These students are very excited about this opportunity. They are making a difference on our campuses, and I really, we ready? I really would like for you to hear from them. I've met them personally. I've spent some time with them. I've met the clinical licensed psychologists who are working with these students, and it is a wonderful, wonderful program, and it is making a difference. That was sound.
The clinical fellowship takes doctoral students in clinical psychology and places them at college counseling centers throughout the CUNY system. The students receive fellowships of approximately $19,000, so-called Grad A lines, and tuition as well.
Each fellow is going into a situation where a counseling center is already established. They come in and really perform the type of counseling that is needed at that campus.
Students are really having the opportunity to have a different experience which becomes important in their overall training.
The fellowship experience is increasing the number of hours, practically speaking, that they're working in a clinical setting and getting supervision, so that really bolsters their applications for internships. And then it just in general provides them with a different experience of clinical work.
And I think what we have in place is something which is immediately and immensely benefiting CUNY students.
My duties are complex. I actually do intakes, which could be up to 3 intakes, 4 intakes a day. So I'm seeing sort of a turnover of different students hour by hour, which is exciting. I see students who have primarily personal problems or they're in crisis in some way.
Sometimes professors will come in with students who seem to be in emotional crisis, and we'll see them immediately. And also we have scheduled intakes where people will learn about the counseling center from different avenues and come in and schedule an appointment to see what kind of services that we offer.
We're doing our best to allow the students to have the greatest experience they can in college, and to really understand all sorts of other factors that either impinge on their being able to sort of complete their coursework or being able to be as successful as they would like to be as a student.
The main responsibility is to do counseling work, to engage students who are having problems or distractions for their academic workload, and to make recommendations about getting them the help that they need.
Some of the fellows have broadened their roles so that they may be doing outreach on campuses, or they may be actually teaching an introductory course to freshmen.
I'm also doing a project where we go to the local radio station of City College, and we talk about mental health issues, physical health issues to the student population over the campus radio.
I also have been kind of spearheading a group of faculty that are interested in the kind of integration of psychology and classroom management.
Working right now on developing a workshop for depression and suicide to sort of address that within the students and helping the students to identify different emotions that they might be having that could be negatively impacting both their academic and personal lives.
Our population isn't used to reaching out for help in terms of mental health help, and outreach, I think, gives people the okay, I guess, to come and seek services.
So I think for the fellows, it's a wonderful experience in learning about other parts of being a psychologist, other parts of being an effective person at a counseling center, reaching out to the students in many different ways.
Receiving a clinical fellowship has been very important to me. It's one thing is that it's made me feel more connected to CUNY as a whole.
The most important part of the fellowship for me is the supervision I receive. I'm surrounded by people who are professionals or doctorates in psychology, and majority of them are ethnic minority. And I think they really support me. They understand the unique situation it is to be an ethnic minority graduate student, and they really support me in lots of different ways and give me advice in terms of ways to make it in the field.
For one, it's great to have funding doing something that I really love. I worked before at the Graduate Center, and that was a great experience, and I really wanted to come back and work with students some more. So this was a great opportunity.
I think the fellows and the senior staff works really collaboratively. They've really taken me in and I think respect me as a clinician, but provide me with a lot of guidance.
Receiving the fellowship has been a wonderful opportunity to both gain clinical experience, but in a college setting, and also to receive financial aid.
It's been a really positive experience to sort of take my training and then go into another CUNY campus and feel that my skills are useful to other people, and that this is also being acknowledged in the form of the fellowship to me, it's given me more of a professional sense of myself as well.
I've been able to devote a lot more time to my dissertation and moving forward academically, which had I not had the fellowship, it would have been much more difficult to accomplish the things that I accomplished for myself academically this year.
In the past, our students have had to have 2 or 3 different jobs along with their graduate education. The clinical fellowships have really made an enormous difference in that regard. They're reporting that they have the freedom to concentrate on their academic studies, to develop their dissertations earlier, and to get through the program in a more timely way. And that's something that the faculty really is very appreciative about.
It's really changed the way I've been able to approach my academic work. It's freed me up a lot, also providing me this really solid training experience.
Having an opportunity, to participate in this fellowship program has been really great.
The fellowship has opened up my mind in terms of realizing that there are other places where I can utilize my skills.
So it's really remarkable to see the growth of the fellows and the knowledge that they're gaining, as well as the improvements at the counseling centers that are happening over time due to the hard work of the directors and the staff, as well as due to the work of the fellows.
I think it's a wonderful thing that the administration has put resources into this program. Ultimately, I have to offer my appreciation to Vice Chancellor Moore for having the vision to carry forth this plan to create clinical fellowships. But there was a lot of hard work done by other people to make this happen. At the Office of Student Affairs, Marie Ting and Dean Kirshner, and at the Graduate Center, Vice President of Student Affairs, Matt Schoengood, all of whom really worked hard to create this fellowship and make it possible.
I also want to acknowledge that Dr. Botman also played a significant role in that. One of my first conversations with her when I arrived was, she says, Gary, we really need to pay attention to this situation here, and so thank you for your support, and she's been there supporting us all the way, so I really appreciate that so very much. Finally, I want to mention that a few weeks ago, we attended, my staff and a number of individuals from throughout CUNY attended our National Student Affairs Conference in Boston. We had a strong presence there, approximately 50. For many, it was the first time they had attended a national conference. We hosted our first reception at a national conference, and that was excellent. It was well attended, and we had great fellowship there. We participated in the conference. Many of us were presenters. We participated in a number of workshops, and it was a great experience. We look forward to, and we've already started working on our presentations for next year's national conference, which will be held in Seattle, Washington, and we expect to take even more CUNY folks to Seattle, Washington. Tomos Morales was one of the presenters at the conference, president of CSI, and Alan Wernick, one of the professors, was there, who served on a panel as well. So I want to thank everyone for their participation. Madam Chairman, that concludes my report, and my staff is here, and we're prepared to entertain questions that you may have or expound further on any of the things that we talked about. So, thank you.
Yes, Professor Bell?
Yes, I want to commend Vice Chancellor Moore, especially on the Leadership Institute, which is near and dear to my heart. I also wanted to point out, since this is Student Affairs and Special Programs, that Special Programs has been engaged in the Leadership Institute, and we're on year 4, and they shouldn't be left out of the mix, that our students, too, aspire to leadership in the university, and many of them have university positions, and that also
Absolutely.
comes under the rubric of this committee, so
Yes.
I think that's an important thing.
Yes, ma'am. It is.
I also, I would love to see at some point what you're working on with the co-curricular transcripts.
Sure.
I'm very excited to have that. I know it's promised. My Sikh scholars are collecting lists of things they'd like on their co-curricular, especially community service activities they've been participating in.
Excellent. Excellent.
Such as a food drive we have, and a toy drive, and other things they've been very instrumental in, and they'd love to see those kinds of things appear.
Excellent.
So I'd certainly like to talk to them about that. And
Very
then, last, my third comment is on the mental health professionals. I think mental health counseling is a very important function, and it's suffered on the campuses, so I think this is brilliant to have this. I also want to distinguish that there are other types of counseling on the
yes.
campuses, and that the counseling in opportunity programs is not mental health counseling.
Correct.
It's a different model of counseling.
Absolutely.
And so I would like at some point, maybe we can report on the kinds of interesting efforts our counselors have made, so that you get some notion of the breadth of the services provided to students.
Absolutely. Thank you. Just a comment, as far as the Leadership Academy is concerned, our goal is to ensure that all of the students, regardless of their program, regardless of their major, regardless of their GPA, regardless of what school they're attending, that every single student has some leadership training and experience before they graduate from CUNY.
It's terrific. And
So,
I just wanted to point out we were helping with the effort, not
Right.
that we.
Okay, yes, thank you so much for raising it. And the other point on the co-curricular transcript, we're currently engaged in discussion with a number of vendors to decide which one is best suited for CUNY. And we expect to make a decision very soon. We have our CUNY procurement folks involved in the process, and we're looking very seriously at the best one. Carl, do you have any comments you'd like to
It's going to be an online. What makes it unique is that it's online and it's verifiable. So it's not just that you're listing these activities, but it goes through a coordinator in student activities who documents, yes, this student did that, got these experiences, and it's going to be in all different areas, including community service, very highlighted.
Yeah. I like the question you raised, or the point you made about identifying the different counseling on campus. I think that's a very important distinction to make, and I think we ought to, at some point, maybe at our next meeting, spend a little time talking about the various types of counseling that takes place.
A number of years ago, the Faculty Senate Committee on Student Affairs did a report on the status of counseling. I mean, that's changed because it was a number of years back. In fact, I was the chairperson of the committee that did that report. But I think it lays the groundwork for looking at the types of things that are going on. But I particularly am proud of some of the things that SEEK has been working on and doing in the past number of years. And we've been very effective in promoting student success. And so we'd like to talk to that, since it's one of the university goals.
Absolutely. And one of the things we are doing is as we're working to build these things, we're working across curriculums, we're working across divisions, and building relationships with the entire system, so that we don't miss anything, that we absolutely touch everything. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Moore, for your comments and the videos. I think these were very informative. And I'd just like to conclude by saying I'm still excited. I hope you folks are. This is, we've got Dr. McManus coming in. Have they met him at all?
I know the students have met him. I don't think this would have been his
committee,
first meeting, but he's away. He hit the ground running, so he's away with students, getting them trained on leadership. So.
I had the opportunity to meet with him 2 months ago when he first arrived, and I must say his energy level is as high as Vice Chancellor Moore's and myself.
Probably higher. He's younger than I am.
So we have someone who's going to be very, very helpful for the students. Before I adjourn this meeting, does anyone have any questions on what we've discussed today? Nothing at all?
Great.
This is wonderful. Thank you all, I appreciate it.
Thank
This
you.
meeting's been